Alright, so first round didn't go very well. Let's have a go on a second attempt. Once again, just playing on normal. As you can see from the last round, not exactly an expert at this game, just enjoy playing it. Okay, so once again, going for as many stars as we can. With that in mind, might be best to go like a route like this instead, because you can only do 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4 or 5? Well, we're going to have a better luck by going 1, 2, yeah, by going this way. So, destroy 2 Vec Exacs and protect the emergency batteries. Let's have a look. So, we know these guys can move over here, so we want to kind of block them. So, logical thing to do is for us to go here, and then this guy at the back can move. But let's see. Okay, what is the best option here? Might be blocking. Doesn't look like that's going to be possible though. No. Should have moved him one over. Oh well. Alright, so 2 for this one. Move over here. Block this one. Move over here. Move over here for movement. And then take care of the exec. Okay. Moving over here. I'm going to take this one down to lower health. Going to move over here. Take that one down so we can take some more health down. That one's going to move by itself. That one also puts out the fire. Gonna hit over here, hit the wall, take damage, deal with the exec. Only got 1 guy left. This guy's now boosted as well, which is good. Okay, that's good. They've been targeting us rather than targeting other things. Moving this guy over here, get the kill so we can keep up his boost. Moving this guy over here so then he can hit that one. And then we're just gonna hit over there, cause that guy to go on fire. He'll take fire this turn, and then he won't get a turn next turn. Okay, that should take passive fire damage, so we don't need to worry about that. That should take passive fire damage, so we don't need to worry about that. Fire goes on the first turn of the round, so we can just end our turns, and that will make sure that our experience is spread evenly as well. Good first round. Remembrance point. Defend the satellite launchers. Shouldn't be too hard this one. Once again, looking how far they can go. These guys can fly all the way around, so there's not much we can do to stop them. We can try and move over here for these ones. And then we'll try and move over here. That guy does have a jump, which means he can get over there. And this guy can also go around here. What might be best in this instance is we move over here, so then we have the range going down, because everything is very downwards based. Okay, that can take 1 point of damage, not too bad. Targeting us, that's fine. This is the problem. Okay, let's see how much damage we can do. We can avoid any damage here. Move over here, we'll take this guy out. And just move up here to let that guy go. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's also a problem. Problem we should be able to solve, however, if we just put a push here. So we can push this one down. One hit. That's now boosted, which is fantastic. He goes over here, which is good. And that guy goes up there. That was not what I predicted would happen. Let's reset the time. Okay, so we're actually looking for an alternative. I'm not really seeing one. We don't have buildings immune, so if I hit them, they die. Which means we lose a power. The order isn't exactly in our favour either. We might have to potentially lose our guy on our prime class. We hit here. Not over by 1. Yeah, we're gonna have to lose somebody. So we'll let it be this person. We're gonna knock down, eliminate that one, and this person's gonna unfortunately perish. Gonna make it harder. Problem. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. That is a problem. Okay. So when one of our guys die, they still stay on the battlefield. This is a difficult one. Could potentially... We can tank that hit, but we'll be hurting ourselves if we do that. We can tank this hit as well. Okay, here's what we could potentially do. Potentially give ourselves another foot of range. Which means we might be able to get down to there. It's not going to help us too much. No, that won't help us. Knock down to here, that will take out that one. That'll knock over here. We have to hope we have enough stuff to take a heal. Let's go get aggressive with this guy. I am in quite a bit of a pickle, yeah. I've already lost one of my guys. Okay, that can take 1 point of damage, that's fine. That's not fine. That's not fine. That's not fine. That's fine. Alright. He's going to die this turn. There's nothing we can do to avoid that. If I was not streaming, this would be a abandoned run. So we are looking... I'm not having a lot of luck this stream. I'll look for a way around. It's slowly getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah, this is a loss. And we've already lost a person. So I'm going to say we will abandon this timeline. Well, that happens a lot in this game, even on normal difficulty, so... Get good? Yeah, I did contemplate that. But I think it's beyond my skill level. Okay, so we can only take up to these, so we're going to go down and we're going to prioritize. Once again, we're going to prioritize reputation. So going down to the right, and then we want to pick up these additional stars. So for this one, we just need to block this Vex spawning 3 times and protect the plant. Okay, so we know how much these guys can reach. Doesn't really matter for these guys because they can jump it. So we're mainly worried about this guy. They're going to possibly target here. They could target up here by having that gap there. They could target here. These guys can target all the way up here. We want to put these guys at the front so we can go headlong against them. Then we want this guy at the back for maneuverability so we can push. Okay, you're taking your villain role a little bit too seriously, I see. Okay, that's not too bad. So we've got 2 targeting buildings and we've got 1 targeting us. We want them to target us. Let's have a look. Okay, we potentially want them to hit into each other. What's the best combination of things we can do to make that happen? We also want to stop them from spawning, which we can do with that one. We can deal with this one and this one in the same turn. It's going to knock that one out of the way. Preferably we want that one to move and then hit this one. I mean, it's all engagement in the chat, isn't it? So, as long as you're saying something, it's been a relatively quiet chat up until now, so it'll definitely look like engagement. That makes sense, though. It's the time of day I'm streaming. We can kill this one. I don't particularly want to kill this one. I want to keep it around. We could kill this one, too. No, we can't. Okay, here's what we do. Knock that one into there, that one attacks there. This one moves over here, is going to attack his friend, but it doesn't matter because we're going to have to knock him out of the way anyway, because then he won't attack the building. And there we go, we've got no one attacking buildings. And we've got 1 blocking, which will fulfill one of our objectives. Okay, that's fine. That's not fine. That's fine. Okay, so we could potentially attack ourselves here, but if we bounce them back, they're going to hit the building. So if we do this, that's going to free ourselves. We could knock that one down and hit this one. That one's going that way. That's going to hit us if we do that. Let's see if there's any alternatives. I don't particularly mind about that one attacking us. We could just knock him out of the way. Then we just need to focus on this one and this one. We can knock ourselves. So if we do this, we hit the building opposite us, that moves us out of the range, automatically getting us out of the webbing. Like so. We could just spend the time to block. We want to knock this one down, get out of the way. This one's nearly dead, this one's nearly dead, this one's nearly dead. But because this one's attacking the building and the only guy that can attack him is this one, and that's the only way we possibly could have done that, except for nudging. And this way, if we're killing more, we're guaranteeing that there's going to be more spawning later on. Yeah, so if you hit them, it does damage, but the knockback doesn't actually do damage unless you're knocking them into another thing. So now that I know what order they're going to go in as well, so I know I have to move this person. So if I knock this guy into here, then he's going to move. But say that guy was here, and I knocked him into here, he would then take 3 damage, because it's base 2 damage, knock, hit, that takes damage then there. We're also looking to block, so let's see, we have a threat from 2 on the 2 buildings. We have a threat from 3 on the 3 buildings, so we have to hit everyone this turn to move them. We could dual move these 2, and we could block with our bodies here, which I think actually might be what we do, because then we can also block and block. Not yet. I have to undo one of these. Move that guy there. That guy moves over here. Move over here. And that guy attacks a building. Shit. Reset the turn. Yeah, exactly. And we want to... Yeah, we don't want to knock into buildings because this is the amount of health we have before we have to end the timeline. So we're trying our best to make sure they hit us and not hit them, because it's always worth losing a person as it is opposed to losing a building, because that's how you lose. And you get 1 reset turn per match. This is the worst squad to start the game with the advanced content, because the bunch of advanced content was added, which means it's just made the balancing of the game a lot different, to the point where these guys who were once kind of just average are now just bad. But it is the default starting still. Potentially change it up. We have to block 2 this turn as well to get our block spawning time. We could potentially... We can knock ourselves as well. So a potential solution to this could be knocking ourselves into the blocking square. Kind of, yeah. Kind of. We'll go with that. Normal difficulty isn't as normal as it used to be due to the advanced content as well. Having said that, nothing I'm currently doing is advanced content. Just on this map is all standard content. Sometimes it's just the bad spawns. Early game is very difficult as well. What is the solution here? These have to be here by the end of the turn. These have to be killed or moved. That one's fine. That one just kills. Which leaves these 2. Can't move this guy that way, because he'll hit. I think this is impossible without taking any grid damage. And for the first island, you want to go for a perfect island so you can get the best stuff. So, abandon the timeline. And start again. I don't think it's impossible. I think we would have to take a grid damage in order to do it. and you want to get a good start. All right, we're gonna go with defend the tanks. These ones can jump and throw, so that's not to be worried in mind. These ones attack one space ahead, so we want to incentivize it to attack us, so we're going to stand here. We can incentivize this to attack us by making us available, and this one we want free movement range, so we can just move around here at the back. Potentially, but I also wanted to get all those blocks as well. Okay, so for this one we need to defend the tanks. They only have 1 health. They're currently inactive. However, we will have control of them later on. If we hit this one, fire damage will tick and it will kill it immediately. We can move the tank out of the range of damage and we can dunk this one into the water, so that's what we'll do. And this one does 2 damage, so we'll hit over here. And then we're going to move this one into further range, so they prioritize attacking us. Sometimes, when you're early enough into a run, you know that you just want to abandon it because you know it's not going very well. Sometimes that's just better. Okay, we've got lots of blocks around here, so we should be able to knock people into blocks. That's going to kill them. We've got the tank to worry about. That's potentially good. You can go through friendly spaces. So I could knock that there, hit that. That's got 3 health, so we're not going to be able to do it with just 2 health. Unless we could have got boosted, which we didn't at the start of the turn because it was turn 1. We could potentially knock this guy into here. How much damage does he do? 1 damage. Yes, actually, that's probably what we'll do. We'll knock this guy into here, so then he'll damage himself. Then we will hit that. That pushes that back. That means he's no longer attacking him, but he's on fire. He's going to take fire damage at the start of this turn, and then he's basically dead on the next turn because he's doing no damage to anything anyway, because the fire damage is going to take at the beginning of the turn. And then we have no use for this guy at the moment. That's going to be smoked, so we can't attack in smoke, so we're just going to end the turn there. I think you'd really enjoy this game, Deep Blue Dog, just to play generally. It's definitely a logic puzzle. We're trying to figure out what you should and should not do on the turn. The way I'd probably describe it is, it's like chess, but you know what the enemy's going to do. Okay, so that one's going to die, which is good, because it's going to spread our XP out evenly amongst everybody. That one there attacks up to there, therefore blocking. We will block this guy coming in on the next round. That one's immediately going to die, so we just want to move these people into better positions. We now have tanks up online, but they only have 1 health, so if they block, they'll die. So let's just move this guy into a better position. Okay, so that's attacking a building, that's not good. These are attacking each other, so that's fine. 3, 1, 2, 3. Is there any way we can maneuver this to be good? This is definitely one of the better ones to have for 2 resources. And we want to try and kill everyone if we can. We want to make it as optimized as we can. This can't do anything. This needs to heal, otherwise they'll die. We can easily immobilize everyone this turn just by putting them in smoke, but we want to get damage if possible. want to move this guy into... we will shoot this guy, moving him up one space. And we could knock this guy into there, therefore doing that and then pushing that into the water, which is instant death. However, if we do that, they will die from the fire on the turn and we'll lose the objective. So instead, what we're going to do is move this guy up here and we're just going to push him into the water, leaving instant death. He gets the kill for that because he was responsible for it. Ah, why did I not heal my guy? Fuck! Oh well, that's not the end of the world. When that happens, it turns into a robot. It's not particularly going to make a difference for this one. We'll usually get a pilot at the start. So that's going to be absolutely fine. In fact, I'm actually going to move this guy out of here because this guy is somebody that we want to level up. So, okay, let's have a look. Destroy the dam and kill at least 7 enemies. Fantastic. These guys can move over to here. We want to block their spaces. We know we want to block that one. We want to destroy the dam, so that's a good position for us to be in. We may as well lock all these spheres, so they have to attack us. They cannot move onto that space due to the time pod coming in. That could have a soldier or a reactor in it. Okay, so our building, we don't have buildings immune for this upgrade, so we can't knock this guy out to here. What we can do is just knock him over manually. And we can kill him by going there. Let's see if there's an advantageous spot to do that. Probably could have gone there, attacked first, then done that, but I don't want to waste my reset turn yet. Should have done that first rather than going too fast. Kill, grab the time pod so then we don't have to worry about it, and then kill this one. That guy's now boosted, so he'll do 2 damage. And this Scion here makes sure that they all heal 1 at the start of their turn. We've got a nice easy round. We can easily destroy the dam this turn, which is probably something we will do, and we can knock this guy down into here, causing instant death. So that's what we will do. Heal for no reason. Yeah, if you do 2 lots of bumps or hits into a mountain, or damage instances, so not necessarily 2 damage, but you hit them twice, it will destroy the mountain, which then makes that spot available for enemies to go and such. We want to prioritize taking down this guy because he's flying, so he can easily fly and take over these ones. That guy's targeting our guy here, which is fine. We can move here. We'll kill this guy like this. Then we will knock this guy over into the water, and we're easily getting up to our amount. Even better, we can kill this guy here, taking 1 damage to ourselves by the bum. And we want to keep getting that boosted on our pilot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to immediately take out that guy, doing that amount of damage. Then we are not going to do that because I've just seen something better. I think we can kill everyone this time. We can bump this guy into here. This guy being in this position is actually kind of annoying. Knock off, do 1 point of damage each. We might actually have to... Oh, it's fine. He's a robot anyway. We don't care about robot lives. We destroyed the dam, we killed 7 enemies, and we protected the time pod. Which has given us a reactor core and a shock cannon. Fires a projectile that hits 2 tiles, pushing them in opposite directions. Very annoying, but it is free. Very difficult to get into a correct place. But... yeah, well... I hope not to have the AI uprising. Okay, so we've got 1 free reactor core. So... I'm going to go install it on this one and get buildings immune so we can attack buildings and have them bump without actually destroying the building. High threat detected. Use 3 repair platforms, kill 5 or fewer enemies, and protect the emergency reactors. We're going to start damaged in the beginning of this fight. That one can go to there and attack us, so we want to make sure we cover that space. We want to be able to get this guy so he doesn't go disappearing. That guy can get all the way up to there. There's more on the right than there is, but there's not enough space to put people on the right. So we're going to put someone there, and then we're going to put this guy here so he can cover on the right, but also he can have the maneuverability to move down. They can also use the healing things. We don't want them to use all the healing things, otherwise we run out of repair platforms to use. Okay, so we've got 1 threat to a building and 2 threats to a building. We want to try and get them on healing platforms by the end of the turn as well. One problem with having this one is that repair platforms are, because we're injured, we can't block without causing problems. We don't want to knock that one guy back. But we don't want to be in that space, so we could go there. Where have I moved the other one? Okay, cool. Well, we know we want to move him there so he can knock it. Move this guy there. Deal with that one. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's just going to be about maneuvering things and making sure the enemies are in good positions. We'll move here. That way they have to prioritize hitting us rather than the building unless they're looking from this direction. We'll knock this guy one square down so he doesn't hit. He doesn't land on the repair space. That'll be the end of our turn. He's going to block. We want to try and block as much as we can on this one. Threat to a building, threat to a building, threat to a building, threat to us. This one's particularly troublesome. We're going to have to use this guy to deal with this one because we don't have enough damage. Unless we use this attack, which is possible. This guy can knock. This guy immediately goes into a healing place. Ah. This one's a problem. Then we have to use that ability on there. We're gonna have to deal with this one. We've done our healing, though, for our repair platforms, and this one has to be attacked like that. So we are pulling this one up one. We are hitting this guy, killing him. And we are knocking this guy out of place. And he's going to kill himself. So that means that we can only kill 2 more after that. Okay, that's fine. That's not fine. That's not fine. But we can place one thing there as long as we can get the positioning, and that's fine. Yeah, so we can get the positioning. We can knock these 2 out of the same place. Potentially we can move him over here and do it. Potentially we can move him over here and do it as well. And these 2 aren't threats to each other. Or threats to our power. We can potentially use these to block. So I could move there. I don't like this guy. I potentially want to get rid of him. Because he's got a lot of health. This guy's also a massive pest. I potentially want to kill that guy, but I don't want to spend the resources to do so. This guy's actually relatively easy to take care of, especially when they're just targeting this one building. But if they move up here, that could be problematic. But I think that's what we'll have to do. So, knock. Then we got double block. Then we got kill. We got 1 more kill we can use. That means there's no more mech turning up. We've got 3, and we've got 3 mechs, so we're even. Forgot that guy went back. Shit. Okay, that's fine. That's potentially fine. Okay, that's really good for us. Knock this guy into here. 5 or fewer. We're currently on 4. We can kill 1 more. And now we've got that guy to level up with Conservative, which is an absolutely useless ability to have on that type of mech. Let's not kill that guy. So Conservative gives a limited use weapons are given 1 use. This class cannot have limited use weapons, or very rarely does. We have not come across any limited use weapons except for the last couple of rounds. I really want to potentially move some things around now, but I need another pilot to do so. So hopefully we'll get a pilot at the end. Yeah, so if it would be good on a pilot like this, because this artillery mech excuse me, can use things that are only 1 or 2 users. So it is worth us putting Zaz here onto this mech. But for the time being, I'd rather him get more experience. This mech rarely does get that many kills except by pushing people. These 2 get kills a lot quicker. So this one this is a pretty good one. It's the resource square, so we can go for it. We could either go for this one, which is artillery support, but this one has tidal waves. All we need to do is end the battle with less than 4 mech damage, and we have defensive shields on these buildings here. So that means they can take 1 hit and be fine. Interesting thing about the tidal waves is they come pretty much first in the turn order. So, if there is a creature that does not fly, like this one, and it stands there, and it's the beginning of the turn, if they decide to move up there, they die immediately. So it can pretty much mean sometimes you only have to deal with one thing. What I can see happening here is an enemy coming up here to try and take down this building by standing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand here so we can try and avoid that. We are also going to get here so we can potentially move down. 1, 2, 3. This can move that many spaces. And we want to move this one here so in case this one goes over here, we can knock it out of the way. Tidal is one shot if they are ground creatures. So the Scion floats, and this arsehole floats. I can't think of the name of it. Mosquito. Okay, so this isn't too bad. What we can potentially do here... I'm going to move this guy over into the water. We don't die if we go into the water. We will just get waterlogged. Because we are considered massive creatures. We are going to knock this guy into here. On this turn, he is going to attack him and hurt him. We are also going to attack there, so then we guarantee that damage. Waterlogging means you just can't take your, just can't do anything on that action. So you just can't attack or heal or do anything pretty much. That's fine, that's attacking a shielded building. That's fine, that's attacking us. That's not fine, that's attacking a building. That's fine, that's attacking a unit. That one can't do anything, so it does nothing. We can potentially kill this one with a hit here. That will die. So tides come up as second on the environment. So that means it's just going to sink immediately on the second turn. As you can see, that's numbered number 5. So that means it won't get its turn until it's 5th up. And the environment goes first. So we don't actually need to worry about that one. That one will also die. So we don't need to worry about that one. Interestingly, I can't really do anything with this one. Could I potentially do anything if I can get him to attack? No. This Scion's particularly annoying because it is causing them to regenerate 1 health at the start of their turn, meaning the damage we did to this one didn't matter. Ideally, we would like that one there, but we can't get him there. What we can do is we can guarantee this guy gets the damage and gets the kill, so we'll take the experience for that guy. And this will knock it towards us, so we can potentially kill it that way. When you say a boy on the tidal wave, do you mean one of us? If we're on the tidal wave, we'll be fine. There you go, massive. Massive units can walk in water, but water will prevent an attack or repairing. But yes, if they go into the water, they will be fine if the tidal wave happens on us. If it happens to these guys, the one that was there as well, they won't be. Could potentially kill this one. In fact, I think I would rather potentially kill that one. Remember, we do have to bear in mind our damage. This one got Technician. What Technician does is it repairs 1 HP at the start of each turn, which is fantastic, because this one usually gets things hit against itself, or it hits things. Just means that it's going to get the HP at the start of its turn. And it's also currently boosted, just because of the type of pilot we have, which means it does 1 more extra damage or healing. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it does look concerning, doesn't it? I thought that when I first played. And then one day I ended up just putting it there and it was fine. Okay, we're going to move this guy over here for more... We might move... Yeah, we're going to move him down here for more maneuverability. That guy's going to kill himself anyway, because he's going backwards. So, regardless of whether that was going to come up. I did not see that. Oh well. We are going to go for potentially a kill here. I didn't realize that guy was attacking. Death. And then no point in doing anything. This guy isn't attacking. Going to double check nothing's going to attack a building. And we're going to end the turn. And then this guy repairs 1 HP at the start of each turn. So, now we have our boss battle. Each boss will have a different Vek that will be in charge. This one is the Gastropod leader. The Gastropod leader will pull things towards them, set them on fire, and do 3 damage to them. So we want to try and maneuver it in such a way that it'll be attacking its friends. With the regenerating Scion as well, that's going to be particularly troublesome. But we want to try and get it to attack us if possible. Ideally, we'd like it to also attack its friends. So with that in mind, we're just going to do this. Okay, buildings are fine if they get set on fire, so we don't need to worry about that too much. So that's going to go down. Now that we've got buildings immune, we could hit it down there, which is going to attack the Scion, so it's going to cause damage to them. I'm worried about this guy, however. And I think we're going to have to use this guy to hurt them. The regeneration comes first. No, fire damage comes first. So if we hit this guy here, we kill him. All we have to do with this one is we just have to get out of the way. What we can potentially do, we still want to damage him though, that's the problem. These are massive as well, so they won't take any damage if they go in water. I also think this one can't be set on fire. No, I'm not seeing anything that actually says they can't be set on fire, which is interesting because they make fire. They are fine if they get set on fire. They don't get any damage to them. There's only units that get damage to them. I wouldn't necessarily pull that one into real life, though. I don't think that's particularly a good strategy in life. So, we're going to set that guy on fire. He's going to take fire damage at the beginning of the turn before the regeneration. And we're going to knock this guy forward, so regardless of whether the regeneration happens, this guy's going to hit this guy, which is going to cause the damage there. There's nothing we can do with this guy at the moment, so we're just going to heal. So fire damage, death, they're fine. Okay, that's good. He's heading towards us. Okay, all we have to do to succeed in this one is just move out of the way. So what we could do, potentially, this one goes before this one. What we want to do is we want to knock him out of place and then knock him back into place. Okay, what we'll do is we're just going to bonk ourselves and we're going to also do some damage to him. Then we are going to hit this guy. He's going to go hit the wall, and then he's going to hit back, hitting his friend, which is going to knock him and then make him block. Originally, I did want this guy to attack this guy, but that's fine. He's going to take 2 damage anyway. My guy's going to be set on fire, which means he has to heal for 1 turn, but that should be okay. And then I did not think this bit through. So let's see what we can do with this. Okay, we're going to keep it like that. So we're going to knock that guy. He's going to get knocked into the wall and die. This guy's going to get grabbed. He's going to be pulled over here. He's going to die. My guy's going to be on fire. But we want that extra damage. He's Technician as well, so he will heal himself at the beginning of the turn. So that should remove fire if you heal yourself. That guy started on fire because he came out of a emerging square. Okay, so this guy is now moving over here. We don't want that. And we don't really have anything we can do about that, because this guy will be moving. I can't knock him anywhere that would be advantageous to me. Okay, here's what I think we do. Knock this guy, so then he gets knocked down, so he doesn't attack that building. Then we hit him, and then we move him down. So he will be attacking this way now. And he's on fire. If he isn't immune to fire, he will be fine. Potentially we could knock them that way. If he doesn't die, he will die at the beginning of this turn if he doesn't go on fire, so we can move this guy here, so then that happens. Yep, he did die. So that guy's back. That guy heals. We don't need to worry about fire on this guy, we need to worry about fire on this guy. Yeah, they're fine. Also, these guys, they're fine. Okay. Here's what I think we do for this turn. We take 2 damage here. That kills that guy. We hit this guy into this space, so he will move up. Then we knock this guy into here. So, bam. Bam. He's on fire. He will die. This guy gets knocked over here. He is dead. That guy gets knocked over there. He does 1 point of damage, but he doesn't kill him. It affects the whole entire round if you don't heal. So if you don't manually click repair. So every remaining turn you'll be on fire unless you repair. Same thing for the enemies, and the enemies never repair. The Vek aren't very clever. Perfect Island. You accomplished every archive mission, an astounding achievement. Please, you and the Rift Walkers accept this as thanks. So we've got Refraction Laser. What that can do is a laser that can bend, dealing more damage to nearby tiles. We have Harold Schmidt. He pushes adjacent tiles when repairing, or we can get some grid power. Now we're missing a pilot, so I think we go for the pilot. So he's got Frenzied Repair there. Push adjacent tiles while repairing. Yeah, repairing extinguishes fire. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy down because he's got conservative, which we don't particularly need. He is rarely going to be in a position where he can't just shoot his cannon, so having him on repair won't be very good. It does happen occasionally, but you really want this guy at the back. If there's people attacking this guy in a close range, you're kind of screwed anyway. We are going to put this guy to be Frenzied Repair. We want this guy being Technician and Field Research because he gets boosted, so he does more damage. This damage does 2 rather than 1 because this guy already does 2, and we want as much damage as we can. Stabilizers. Mech no longer take damage when blocking emerging Vek. And then the Sidewinder Fist. Punch an adjacent tile, damaging it and pushing it to the left. So that's what that does. I don't think we want to go for any of those. What I think we want to do is we just want to grab some reactor cores. This came in surprisingly useful when there was people next to them, because it pulls towards them. So I think we're going to keep that. I've never actually used that much before, so. And then we're going to go 2 in here for more damage. And then we're going to go 1 in here for more movement for this guy. And that's the first island done. My advisors insist we're losing the fight. They also insist I trust you. And since these cowards rarely insist I do anything, I'm giving you a chance to prove yourself. Within the lore, she is a CEO of an island. Okay, so we can either go this way or this way. We want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to keep these in mind. We especially want to go for this one because that's a free reactor. This one is defensive shields, and we want to end the battle with less than 4 neck damage. There is seismic activity. That just means that the ground will periodically shake, and it will act like the tidal waves, basically coming in from the bottom. This one, we want to take less than 3 grid damage. We want to do that anyway, and then protect the coal plant will give us some more energy. But I like the idea of the seismic activity, and having these buildings shielded is preferable. Let's hope we don't get any flying guys. Okay, and we don't have any flying guys, which is great. And we know that guy can get over to there, so we're going to go there. We know this person's going to be able to get to that distance. This now has 4 distance, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We might want to move him up. Ooh. Let's move him up there. That's fantastic, because that pod falling there means that none of the Vec are going to go there immediately. Those are the 2 best people they could have attacked there, and them attacking there is absolutely fine. When does our environment go? Our environment goes second, so this guy has pulled himself to his doom, because he isn't going till 5. Pretty easy turn, I think. We hit this guy back, he goes into an emergent Vex square, he dies next turn. We hit this guy back, and we move this guy over, and we let him take 1 damage. We hit that guy into the mountain, which is going to disappear. He takes 1 damage, and we kill the one that was there. And there we go. There's 1 down. Okay, this is an interesting situation. If we go here, we die, because we will fall into the infinite nothingness. However, we need to get this time pod. This Scion here will make a armor effect. So that means every single weapon damage we do to them is reduced by 1. That doesn't apply to the actual Scion itself, it only applies to the others. So we can put this guy here, have him block a space, hit this guy and kill him straight away. And then I think we need to prioritize. This is going to put us in some really annoying positioning. But what we're going to do is we're going to move over here, we're going to do that, we're then going to knock ourselves off that space, so then we're no longer falling. But this guy now has to go all the way around. You can get a flying unit yourself, yeah, but not on this squad. And some pilots and some abilities get you the ability to fly. These guys are going to be a problem. Okay, that's not too bad. What we're going to do is we'll probably move this guy over to here. That means he's going to fall into the chasm and die, releasing our guy. We can then move him around to where we want him. We're about to be cut off from the rest of our crew as well, and I kind of wanted him over there, which doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. We also have this one to worry about. He is attacking a shielded building, so that's not too bad. He is also going to hurt himself by going into a mountain with his pushback. Could potentially do this, blocks the fog. This guy's going to be useless in a minute, so because he's not going to be able to get over to the other side. So the only person he's going to be able to attack is him. Interesting situation. What we could potentially do is double block him twice. But I think what I would prefer to do is this, then this, so he's still blocking. That will then block, and he will shoot here, not hit, make a smoke next to him, so then he's not going to get hit. He's going to knock into himself, then knock again, He's going to knock himself first, then this guy's going to knock back into him, giving him 2 points of damage. And then this guy has Technician on him. So at the beginning of the turn, he should heal. So what I can do is knock this guy into here, leave him with 1 health, and then he should heal at the top of the health. We've also got a level up. He has Skilled. I think that boosts his movement and his health, but I could be wrong. Yep, Technician fired, which is good. He's knocked himself, damaging himself. They're knocking into each other, damaging each other. All I need is for them to line up next to each other, and then I can shoot them into each other. That's good. We want him over this side. And that's good. We also want them over that side. That is perfectly... I'm perfectly neutral about that outcome. Let's see what we can do. I mean, that's a free space. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him over to there, so then he can kill this guy. Then I'm going to shoot my guy, bouncing him, having him bounce and hit me. And then I'm just going to move this guy. I can't kill him. Yeah, I can't kill him. I'm going to hit him so he doesn't do anything into the smoke. And we ended the battle with less than 4 mech damage, and we protected the time pod, and we got skilled. The time pod has the cryo launcher, which freezes myself and a target. When you are frozen, you cannot move and you cannot do anything. You will have to take a turn next turn to repair, unless you can damage yourself, which will then break the frozen condition. Frozen Vec count for, I think it's 0.3 of a Vec, so more things will continue to spawn. And then there's a reactor core as well, which we can find useful. It's 1 move and 2 HP, which is ideal on this mech, because that's going to be up in the front a lot. It is meant for a ranged class, so it's meant for this one. It's interesting because this one often doesn't get damaged or doesn't damage itself. So it's not exactly ideal being on there. You can put these on the other ones, it just costs an extra power. So we're going to install core here, and we're going to try out the cryo launcher. If not, well, what we could do, I think what we'll do instead is we're going to do +2 damage, so this one can actually be a ranged damage dealer. We can always sell that if we don't use it. Freezing basically protects you from 1 instance of damage at the downside of you not being able to do anything. Okay, let's see where we can position ourselves here. So this is the Earth Mover. Immediately at the start of the turn, it's going to fill in these squares, making them accessible. 3, 1, 2, 3, so that can get over to there, so we're prioritizing them hitting us. Spiders, we can't really do too much about, but we want to distance ourselves, so I'm going to move myself there with the idea of us going down there. This can pretty much only attack this building. We don't really want to be next to each other with this one, so with that in mind, I'm going to move there. It's very good on the ice-related map that you get later on. Just one moment, guys. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Let's have a look. So So that's fine. That's just going to create a Spiderling, which is a 1/1, and it only does 1 damage. This has 2 health, not the end of the world. We need to destroy these egg sacs. Nothing happens when you destroy the egg sacs. They don't create any eggs or any creatures, so that's not something to worry about too much. I want to look for something that has potentially... Okay, well, pretty much the only thing that this one will be able to do at the moment is attack there. That one did not attack. That is interesting. I don't know why that didn't attack, as it could have. Yeah, it's definitely situational, but when in a moment where you know you're going to get hit, it can be quite useful. We have the armored one here, which is providing armor for them, so that makes it difficult here. Okay, this potentially takes out 2 things blocking the way. Blocking the way could be a good thing. That still has 1 health left. I'm gonna knock this guy back, which allows me to come over here with this guy and knock him in. Bit of a sticky situation we've got here. This one's fine. We can just move out of the way. Where does that go in the turn order? 4. So if we move this guy, he knocks that one out the way. So 4 to 6. We move him. He knocks that guy out of the way. He drags that guy over there, meaning that one won't get damaged. But we want him to move early, ideally, so we can move this guy. We now also have no longer got Buildings Immune, so we can't hit that guy out of the way. We could potentially knock him out this way, hit ourselves, knock ourselves out of the way there. Regardless, we need this guy to move, which means we need this one to move. A Webby situation. Potentially do that. Potentially knocks that guy out of the way. We can continue to hit ourselves. That guy moves, knock that guy out of the way, knock that guy out of the way. If we move him out of the way, that pulls that one out of the way. Potentially there's the heal push. Heal push up does deal with this situation. Potentially free ourselves here. Can this guy take... Yeah, he's attacking into it. So we need this guy moved, which means targeting ourselves. We do 3 points of damage, which would kill ourselves. And we can't move out of the way. We could potentially do it if we could damage... We can potentially push this guy out of the way. That looks to be the best move to get that one out of the way to move that one. But then we need to deal with him. I think either way we lose an objective. That doesn't solve our situation. I have have to use the heal space here to push. Pushes them out of the way. I take the damage, that's fine. I've got a reset turn. Now that attack's up there. I can take grid damage. I'm not too bothered about taking grid damage. I'm more bothered about getting the objectives. This knocks this out of the way. I don't particularly want to lose this pilot as well. Is there a good pilot? That does 3 points of damage. Okay, that's manageable. But I can't deal with this situation without hurting someone. Without hurting my Earth Mover. Reset down. You get one of those. I move him here. Kill him. Or knock him out of the way. I kill that guy. Makes that guy go free. He's surrounded on all... I could hit there. Got it. Oh no, no I haven't got it. Damn, fuck. Oh, I nearly had it. Move there. That pushes everything out of the way. Therefore causing that to attack there. That to move that over there. That guy stays there. If I hit here, that knocks that guy out of the way. Leaving that one to go free. I move here. Shoot there. But then he's in the way when I try and knock back. Because he does not move. And he cannot move. Okay, shoot. What do you think? Okay, that's fine. I'll just move some stuff around while I think. Okay. What about this? Move over here. Use the heal thing. Shoot here. So that moves everything out of the way there. Then that means that has moved. I do take 1 grid damage. That pushes that down. But if I heal, this moves out of the way. So heal, push, push, fire, here, knock everything out of the way. I think I potentially lose him. Move mech to E3. Repair / shove, yep. That shoves E4, yep. Zag shoots D3. Zag. Oh, Zaz. Shoots D3, yep. C5 shoots C4. Oh, what I was just discussing, yeah. Objectives are then all save. Only thing I lose is Harold. So it'd be like this. Because he takes that damage. No, I don't lose Harold. Yes. Good shout. Yeah, that was the one I was just saying before you typed it. That's the problem with having these there, is the bloody spiders. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay. Fine, fine. That's all fine. There's no potential threats here. Only potential threat is this one. Well, that one. He's doing alright. He's doing alright. Can't create smoke though. Can't drag him away. Can't get him to move. This guy is just too important. Yeah, so the ledge does insta-kill. God damn it. Okay. Wait, what? Ah! Wrong order. Hi, Marshmallow. Help me theorize on how to complete this game on normal difficulty. let's have a look. So, building's immune. That comes in real useful. That's what we're going to go with. Right, we're going to go for the 2 resource ones. Alright. Well, we know that one can go there. He doesn't attack directly, he throws spiders. That one can go up there. I don't think we've lost an objective yet, which is good. We just lost some power. Goes there. Okay, and let's leave that one on the back so we can move around a lot. That's fine. That's annoying, but that's fine. No, go ahead, ask. Okay. That never happened. Reset turn. That never happened. Hey, sometimes you just gotta go on instinct of what you think is right. You can just say what you want to say, Marshmallow, on the actual stream chat. Can't think of any reason why that would not be the case. I need to destroy 2 mountains. Okay, one's destroyed. So if I... There you go, there goes one. that one's just going to take some damage, I guess. But we got all our objectives, so that's all that matters. Oh, I like this one. Defend the terraformer. Okay. So we've got our armored one here. That one's already armored, so double armored. And then we've got the flying, annoying bastards. Down here, and then range over here. Yeah, if you're talking about art requests, then feel free to send it by email instead. Then you can send me the Discord over there if that's what you're wanting. The email's in my about. So, Terraformer, you can just use to instantly kill things in a certain area. Actually, ironically, I think that's the best play. Probably not the best play, but it is a play. That's true, it's not. Okay, that one can instantly die, that's fine. That one can be hit against the wall. And I can leave this one up here. Yeah, that doesn't quite work out how I want it to. Okay, that would work. That would work. That would work. I missed block there. Okay, one attack. I have to do this down here on this turn. Do that, then I could go up like there. I can pull this one towards me. Well, I know for a fact I have to do this. I could hit this guy with this, I suppose. But I need to move him 2 spaces. I need to move him to the right, preferably. Oh, I can hit this guy down, but I need to move him before I do that. I could do... I would instantly kill him, though. I'm still blocking. Level up, what did we get? Skill, that's good, movement and health. Okay, as long as I can hit that one down and hit that one down, I could potentially kill them in one go. And get rid of the green. There we go. Perfect. Or +2 movement, +1 health, I think, off the top of my head. What makes you think it seems broken? There's much more broken things you can get. +1 move, +2 health. I think the most broken thing you can get is 3 reactor slots. So you can get a skill which is just +1 reactor. That definitely feels a lot more broken in my opinion, but I think skilled is probably the second best ability. Yeah, movement is key. Movement really does help. Okay, we've got a blobber leader. This guy. He will throw a bomb which will explode and cause 2 damage to things around it and stick around. So it doesn't explode like the first one, which explodes straight away and doesn't stick around. They tend to move on the angles and they'll tend to go for as much as they can. So if I put it there, they're likely to drop a blob there, which will explode below for these. So if I try and position myself in a way where they can't do that. I mean, maybe there, but that would be okay because I can just move. He can also move, so I can't. I'd have to factor in every single movement he can take to try and do it. He could. Okay, if I move him there, he's not going to be able to jump up. He can actually move over and shoot there. Moving there won't help. Moving there would help, because then he's only got the middle bit, and I've now got skilled, so he can move a lot further. So I think moving there to the middle would be fine. As predicted. Okay, we've got a good opportunity here because he's the only one here. The only thing that annoys me is this armored scion. Block for me. Okay, there's no optimal place for him to shoot next turn. He's probably going to shoot up there. I can get rid of it straight away, so that's alright. Let's deal with the Scion. Rather than blocking, I think. Because if I block, they're just going to make even more. Oh, have you? Nice. I leave it up to your discrimination what you want to do with that. Just send me a message if you want to do anything in particular in regards to that. There we go, that one's done there. We dealt with that one. Get rid of that one. We're keeping the leader around for a little bit longer. Just because it wasn't convenient to get rid of him straight away. Okay, I can get rid of that with the artillery. Okay, if I can move him, I can get them both out. I do need to move the artillery as well. I can do 2 damage with this guy. He's the priority in this case then, so eliminate. So I'd fire there, and then I'd hit this guy, dealing 2 damage, and then get rid of that. Then we've only got that one. The good thing about the knowing that you're dealing with certain enemies is that you know that you won't be dealing with them on the other islands. Because they only appear once, except for the final island. Okay, that guy's actually a problem, because he's gonna come around to the top. This guy is also a problem, going to shoot straight up if I move. What can he do to alleviate the pressure? Do that, which then allows me to do that. Go for the one with more health. I go for the one with more health because he can deal more damage. I can take one hit there. And this guy will be fine. There we go, another perfect island. All Vek take 1 damage from bumps and blocking emerging Vek, so we can do 2 damage when we knock them into each other, which is very useful. Mech can move through enemy units, also very useful, but we've got some pretty upgraded pilots at the moment, so I'm thinking I'm going to go for the passive. It also requires no power. Oh no, sorry, it requires 1 power. I lied. And let's see what reputation I can use. I don't think I'm going to use Cryo Launcher anytime soon. Just thinking about whether I should get rid of that now or later. That shot cannon has come in quite useful. All mechs gain 1 HP, but requires it to be powered. I think I'm going to get rid of the Cryo Launcher. And then I'm just going to spend 1 to get more grid power, so we have 2 grid power. Use 1 to get our Force Amp. I've got 2 more. I'm going to get more move for this guy, because he needs to move around more. I'm going to get move for this guy as well. Second island done. Perfect island. I hope you can respect both forms of life on this island, organic and mechanical. Well, seeing as what I said earlier, I don't know. Freeze and defend both robots. That's our first one. These guys are ranged units, so they can shoot quite far, so they can shoot pretty much anywhere along this line. As can they. Okay, guarantees they're probably going to go for there. I thought, oh, they could go for the building. You will either go for here, in which case I can freeze. Yes, you're most likely already sorted. So, and you can go straight up. I don't want to destroy the robots, though. I want to freeze them. So ideally, I want to kind of push them around a bit. That's what I'll go with. Yeah. Don't look at my clip history. Nope, I haven't done any. I haven't said anything awful about robots at all. I definitely value robot lives, 100%. Why? What do you think otherwise? Okay. So freeze. If I freeze, that one's going to hit a building, so ideally I want to freeze that one, and I just want to move this one. I can't really move it in such a way. If I move, yep. Okay, I can move these 2, and this one won't be a problem. So I could freeze this one. This is currently running to go straight into this guy. Knocking it around won't change anything. Could freeze him and then break him. I could just freeze him, but that leaves that one still up in the air. My current thought process is Freeze them. Shoot them. They're going to go forward. They're going to kill them. Okay. To double up. So if I shoot here, that pushes that one to the right. Then I shoot down. Then I move. And I freeze that one at the back. That's one robot down. Oh, this guy. This guy, this Scion, means that when the Vek die, they explode. If I move this guy, he's going to break him out of the freezing. Don't actually need this guy after that, so I could sacrifice him. But that means I have to make sure they don't get frozen, and I'd rather have the option to freeze again. I believe if I fire, freeze, let them break apart, then that moves, that will end that guy's action for that turn. Could alternatively do that. Why do I need him there? Hit? No, because I'm not moving him. I'm just... He moves there. He's not going to move if I just shoot him. But I don't move him yet. Fire. Nope, I need to move him now. But if I move him now, if I fire, he will hit that guy and unfreeze him. Shoot. Then he moves upwards, he then gets frozen. I then hit that guy, he dies, but then explodes, destroys the building, and destroys the other thing. Unless I shoot this guy first. Do I need this guy for anything else? I don't think so. Right, I've got a reset turn. Kill. Hit. Freeze. Hit. Done. I did kill the Scion. I'm guessing you didn't see that at that point. I was just trying to figure out whether I could. Okay, now we've got a free freeze, which is great. Ideally, we want to get a Vek onto one of these places and freeze them, and then they will take 2 turns to come around. Fire. Level up with +1 mech reactor. Fantastic. They will then take a damage, heal that damage on the next turn. That will be fine. This guy can heal. This guy can just be frozen. Yeah, this guy can just be frozen. This guy just moves slightly. In the future. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so we managed to do both objective and we managed to do the time pod. We got promotion there. We get another reactor core and we get a mech reactor from here. Could go for even more damage. Although this person is lacking in damage, but there's not much I can do about that right now. If I could make it so they do 3 damage by default. If they are boosted, they then do 4. 5 tends to be the health that people have when they're the higher levels. This does 3 damage, and with this one it's 2, so overall it's not too bad. I am leaving the combat mech out a little bit though, but I think that's alright for now. Defend the robot factories, protect the defense lab. See, I couldn't hate robots. I'm defending the robot factory. Okay, this guy can jump all the way over to these distances. If he lands here, he will die. So this guarantees he will only move without doing anything else. This guy creates rocks in front of them, which he then destroys on the next turn. Those rocks stay. This guy will probably move here and go straight up. Or go here and go straight up. So let's move him here. This guy, he could go all the way up here and do that. So we want to limit it to being here if possible. So I actually think this guy goes here. Okay, that's fine because it's not going to go any buildings. I can just move. Yep, he can't move. Okay. And he's going to go for the launch forward. Yep, thought so. Okay, he can die just by being shot, so that's fine. This is an artillery bot. This is not a friendly artillery bot. This is an enemy artillery bot. He's not active yet, but he will be aggressive on the next turn. They do explode. This is a slight issue. They do take double attack from attacks themselves, so when we can try and maneuver them into positions where they're hitting each other, that is ideal. I can tank that damage. Hit that guy down. Hit that guy down. They still explode when they hit the water, I believe. I don't want this guy to stick around even more. He's a nuisance. So I deal with 2 by doing that. Even though it explodes, as long as I'm not there, it won't be a problem. This also won't explode until it gets hit. There's no way I can get rid of the Scion yet. This will attack nothing. I can deal with the robot. This guy has a lot of movement now, so... Oh yeah, that's going to damage them. That's great. And then move that over. Okay, they don't count as Vec. That's good. Okay. They are clever enough to shoot their own, to shoot this as well. That would just kill that. If you can create any fire damage as well, you can instantly melt these blocks and then making it water. Water. kill... If I get him to move there and kill him, he falls into the water by default. One, two, three. I can move there. Probably making this more complicated than it needs to be. If I hit... Oh, no, I am. Yeah, absolutely. Hit that guy. This guy's going to take 1 damage, that's fine. Hit this guy. Explosion. Explosion. There we go. That's not entirely what I meant, but it worked out. That guy's got 2 health. This guy can take care of him. But I'd rather deal with the robot, because the robots are a nuisance. If you freeze flying mobs and then put them in the water, I believe they also die. Okay, if I hit there, that breaks. That does fuck all. We need to make some safety. Don't need to worry about that guy attacking. Because if he does nothing, he moves. He is further up, so he could potentially go here. That's the worst he can do. Get rid of the explosions. Just deal with that one. Or potentially use that to break that. Have that there. Deals damage there. Got 1 left. Potentially hit there. That means I'm dealing with 2. Or he's only got 1 health. He can be nudged to death. I hit the robot. Now it's going to separate a lot of the things. Unless they're flying. Yep, he did what I thought he was going to do. Okay. Okay. I can deal with this just by pushing this here. I can deal with him by doing that. So 1 kill. Oh, I can kill everything. No. Wait, hold on. Explosive Scion. Don't do that. That was close. Explosives. It's made it more difficult. That's made him more difficult. I can't get far enough to deal with him by going up to the... That doesn't kill him. That doesn't deal with him. That doesn't kill him. Okay. Blast that up to there, knocks that guy down. He kills him. Okay, that takes 1 damage there. That takes 1 damage there, regardless. I need these both dead in a nice place. They die, they explode. That leaves them on 1 health. Does it? Does it though? Taken from 1 bump and blocking emergent vec. Okay, so that doesn't cause the extra damage. I can get rid of that. If I get rid of that, I deal with them. There's that. That's maybe the solution. Is that maybe the solution? Because then it explodes. You. You explode. No, exactly. And not enough movement for me to shoot here and shoot here, otherwise I'd probably be better off if I could shoot there. Pull back means that he explodes there, that's not a problem. You know what, hold on. Yeah. What would have been really good? A cryo launcher? I can move him there. Which gets him out of the way. So, he's out of the way. Don't worry about him. Okay, if I want to get this guy far enough away, I need to do this and this. So, bounce, shoot, knocks him over to there. Oh, okay. Shoot there, knocks him over. This will then kill him. Oh, he doesn't explode. He doesn't explode. Oh, no, he does. He explodes, kills the Scion, which then... the only thing I have left is this guy who goes first before this guy. Oh, he doesn't... I can't get him to move without damaging him. Oh. He's on 1 health. And he goes first. He moves. I don't know if I have a reset turn. This knockback does. This knockback doesn't. Okay, so he is then moved over. Which then leads to... Hold on, no, wait. I fire, he moves. I fire, he dies, he explodes, he kills him. He doesn't explode because he's the one making the fire. That goes first, kills that, problem solved. Right? Because he doesn't explode. I've got a reset turn, so... Yeah, and I don't... Oh, I don't... I could just do that and just kill them both. He does need the experience, so... unless I'm mad, no more explosions. Okay, I made it more complicated than I needed to in my head. Oh, that was satisfying. It allows him to move any distance before punching. Not a bad idea. He's still missing a lot of move. I could move him up. Yeah, I'll make him move more. End battle with less than 4 mech damage. Protect the coal plant. So on this one, you will notice that there is no... Also, Shiny Mountain. That's important. We want to destroy that. There is no... appearance space. That's because they will break out of the ice throughout the whole... throughout the course of the turns. So we don't actually know which ones are going to be coming first. So I'm just going to position like so. Damn you, Exploding Scion. The Exploding Scion in this one could be actually very problematic. Okay, we want to make sure that space doesn't get destroyed. Okay, I think only move for that Scion, for that bug, tumble bug, is a shot here. I have murder. I have murder. Should turn that off. Oh, actually, I don't think you guys could see that. Good to know. Nope, it has to be this side. So, murder, murder, move. Not necessarily in that order. Okay, I want your death. I want your death specifically by them. Okay, that's just 2 mech damage, that's fine. There we go, and okay, cool. And end. Those machines were beyond repair after suffering such extreme temperatures. Killing them was a necessity to save more life, I hope. Well, then don't put them in the cold, then! Technician, repair 1 HP at the start of each turn. I don't think that doubles up with their frenzy repair, so I think that's separate. Defend the robots. Is this defend? I think these are... I don't think we can control the robots. Okay. Well, the robots are right by the back. Okay. let's go. Okay, you're gonna jump and stick. You're probably gonna go there. I hope these are friendly robots. Okay, let's go there to encourage them moving up. You're gonna jump and kill. You're gonna jump and kill. There. Jump. Can jump there and kill, so let's go there. Well, if I want to get sweet rewards. Ah, these are cool. These are frozen mines. What? That's not water. That's ice. If things step in there, they freeze. Okay. This is just a shot here. This is impossible. Not impossible. This. That pushes that away. I could do that. Can't do that, that'll lead to a death of a robot. Don't mind the grid damage. Explodes will kill the robots. What would be very useful right now is a cryo launcher. Yes, I am very much regretting not going for the cryo launcher. I can't move the robots either. Nothing I position here will move the robots. Could lose just one robot. Any attack I make here will push. I think this is a impossible one. I think I must lose robots. The only way I could do it is by moving this down, which I cannot possibly do without shooting this one and pushing it down. Even that won't work. Push down there, then pull from there. Nope. You know what? I never really cared for robot lives anyway. You know, I was talking about robot peace, but you know, who really cares about robot peace? And I have to take the grid damage as well. That would cause no grid damage and one dead robot. That would cause no grid damage and one dead robot and a dead bug. Oh well. Say goodbye to Perfect Island. It doesn't matter. As long as you complete the end game, it's okay. Ah, explosive Scion! Solution. Solution. Solution, kind of. That's gonna hurt a bit. Let's deal with the explosives. Let's block our way down. So fire here means that they're going to kill them. They're going to damage them and then they're going to kill them. They aren't going to explode if I destroy the explosive. Chill, I guess, for that one. Oh, I didn't grab the glowy rock thing. Oh well. Just walk onto an ice mine. You know you want to. I know you can. You guys, you are dumb bugs. Yes, I know. I understand your hand was forced, but at least one of the machines survived, and his server sisters will be thankful. Don't care. Don't care for robots' rights. Never did. Can't wait to leave this island. Defeat the mosquito leader. Okay, the Mozzie leader. Smoke and web the target, preparing to whip it with a devastating attack. The damage for this creature is kill. It just kills you. And it webs you. So you want to avoid where it can go. So it can go all the way up to here, and go all the way down to here. So these can also web. These can jump. I may as well limit the amount of jump points it can go to, so we'll do that. Well, you know, I've never seen a robot complain, so they're just going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to get rid of times. Okay, I think kill. No, explosive scion. Explosive scion! That's gonna make this particularly difficult. Okay, could deal with explosive scion. Kill. Then push. So then that kills that. Yeah, I think that's best bet. And that will attack that. Okay. That's unfortunate. That's rather unfortunate. They can't attack either because it's smoke. How much damage does this do? 1. Because I need this guy to attack here to then push to go down to here. But it's webbed by both of these things, so the only way I can break this out is by going here. I do 3 damage, so I would kill myself if I decided to shoot me. Yep. There is an advantage to keeping this thing without damage. Oh, I could kill that. It doesn't. So, kill that. Hold on. Move everything back. Kill that. Move that. Doesn't remove the smoke. The smoke persists. Move that. That moves to there. That kills that. That does 5 damage. Therefore, that kills that. Then you've got the extra mech reactor. Or I could take 1 grid damage. I do have the end of this island, which I didn't complete perfectly, so I've got another island after it. Okay. I think alternatively, I don't let my guy die. So I go over here. I shoot here. Moves that there, that moves that there. He can then move. He can then... That moves there. He can then move. He can then shoot that. That will then die. Then I hit that into there, which then dies to the emerging bag. Yes! I knew that the whole time. Hit this into there, it becomes and blocks. Move this over to there. Just move this more central. Move this over to there. Heal myself. Heal myself. I will end the stream when this run is gone. I am enjoying this run so far. Okay, kill. And... kill. 100% dead bugs. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the encouragement, I appreciate it. Okay. Mass confusion causes nearby enemies to flip their attacks. Bombing run, call in bombers, dealing damage to every tile in a row or column. Acid projector fires a projectile that applies acid and pushes. And grid assault, overload the grid, causing a building to damage and push a nearby tile. Does that damage the building? No, it doesn't damage the building. That's not too bad. I could put that on there. I do often have them where they're stuck against buildings. It doesn't require any power. Does it require any power on a specific mech? Any class weapon. Okay. That's 2. Okay, I'm grabbing that. And then I'm going to up my grid. Okay. What do you think about this shot cannon? Do you think we should get rid of this shot cannon? It does come in situationally useful, but it also can be a problem. If I get rid of it, I can then get another reactor core. Yeah, so it gives me, if I sell it, I'll get a reactor core, which I can then use to potentially get more health, or I can potentially use to get more move on this one at the back. Potentially use to upgrade that ability so it does more damage. Alright, you got it. I'm going to get rid of it then. And I'm going to grab this guy with more move, because I think he needs it. Okay, one more island. Detritus Disposal Head Office. I've heard of your triumphs against the Vet Commander. We hope you and the Rift Walkers can aid us in our fight as well. Just as long as you don't have any robots, you'll be absolutely fine, mate. Okay, we should potentially go this way. So we can get more resources and the core. There is a 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could go that way. I know, it always happens when you get rid of it. I think we're going to go around this way, and we're going to go get the core this way. We're going to miss out on 2, but I think that's okay. Defend the disposal unit. Destroy all mountains. These guys will throw a little flower weird insect thing. That flower weird insect thing will then fire a shot. These guys create rocks around them and then attack everything around them. And this guy creates little spiderlings, which are 1 health things. We also have the mosquitoes back. This can be used to create a plus-shaped attack that just instantly destroys everything around it. But we do need to use it to destroy these mountains, unless we destroy them manually. Okay, let's go down there. That's good, he's going to attack his friend. Dude, Is there anyone else watching the stream, or is it just you, D Blue Dog? I think I'm watching the stream on the other account. No, I don't know how to check either. Well, if you are just casually watching, that's all good. Oh, I know how to check. Yes, it is just me and you, but that's fine. I need an average of 3 active viewers. So, hold on. There we go. No, I don't think Marshmallow is still there. Okay, let's have a look to see what we can do with this one. Okay, well, we could deal with that immediately, but he's going to kill his friend, so I'm not too keen on doing that. We could potentially hit this guy down, that immediately kills that guy. Hit this guy down, that immediately kills that guy. Or we do that as well, so that'll kill that guy. Yeah, there we go. That way we don't get spiderlings. We hit that guy hits there. Now we could potentially kill these guys, but I want this guy to kill the little stalk thing that's coming out, so I'm going to use this to destroy some mountains. How do I position this so it gets... I think I have to do it like that, and then I can go like that next time. Then I can go like that next time, yeah. Creatures that are covered in acid will take double damage. We can kill that. That would be my preferred route. This is not attacking. That is also not attacking. So I can block. Attack, kill. Destroy those mountains. That won't come back again because that's fired from the other Vec. I'm not going to kill that because... I could do this. Yes, I shall. Then I can have another block there from the thing spawned from the other Vec. Okay, well, that's just murder. Potentially don't mind if that hits once. I potentially don't mind if I get hit once. And let's just make sure that any emerging Vec get acid on them. Easy round. Okay, you go around there, you kill this guy, you go down there, you kill that guy, heal, end the turn, nothing else is going to happen. Oh, some of these rounds, so easy. Other rounds, very difficult. Mostly because we're going for the difficult objectives as well. This one should be easy. This has defensive shields on pretty much most of the buildings, and we also have conveyor belts. Okay, you're most likely going to come down there, or you're going to come up here. You're most likely going to come down here, you're going to attack a building, you're going to throw something down that attacks. Let's use the conveyor belts to our advantage. Most movement you can get is here. Or is it there? There. And we've got a pod, so they can't go around this way, which is good. So the conveyor belts go the second turn, which means if something's on there, it's gonna immediately happen, not happen in a little bit. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, you can be dealt with pretty quickly by me now. You can also be dealt with. And you can be dealt with there. I don't think we need to overcomplicate it. Let's just do that. Okay, we don't need to worry about that that spawn because that's on the conveyor belt at the end, so that will fall off. Just gonna check it doesn't stick. Okay, yeah, it will fall immediately into the acid, which will kill it. These will all move across. It's potentially good. And it's actually ideal. Yeah. Damage, causing everything in the line to back damage. Hit the top of the line, bump them into each other. Stay there and heal for a turn. If it doesn't move, I will hit it myself. There we are. Spider Scion. Okay, that's going to move down and hit the building. Could potentially hit that. That will then hit the Spider Scion. Potentially tank that damage. Potentially hit myself. I hit that onto there. Yeah, if I move that one square up, it's going to hit down on the next turn. That's pretty much a good turn as far as I can tell. Or I could do it like this, and then definitely get the kill. That does leave my guy further down, though. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. We've got one spider. That should be fine. And everything goes down once. We're fine. We just take we just get acided. They're unlikely to be hit anyway because they're right at the back. Okay, that's going to head down and hit once. That's a problem. That's kind of a problem. That's kind of a problem. Solution, hit that there. That will go down. This one I can just hit off. This one I can just hit into... no, I can't do all that. No, it's fine. It's hitting a shielded building. This one's the problem. So, kill. Kill. Knock. That hits a shielded building, goes down one and hits a shielded building, so that's fine. And we got a time pod. And we got extra grid defense. And a reactor core. Which I'm going to save for now. This one is defend the VIPs. They can go down to there. They can potentially not attack anything down there, so we're not too worried about that. They can do the same. They could potentially go down here and attack, but they're likely to hit that one. That one's going to go down there. This is annoying. And that has as much range as possible. And we've got another pod. So that means they can't go there. Which means they are going to go there. Okay. Interesting. That's the biggest threat to us right now. I'm not worried about the VIPs. The VIPs can use hit the gas, which means they can move for 2 movement actions. Otherwise, they can't move. They can only use that twice. However, they can't if there's enemy units in the way. So we've got to figure out a way for them to be able to move through. Otherwise, these things all attack each other. The only other worry I have is this guy. And they only have 1 health as well. Hit this one down, then they can go escape around the back. Hit that one, get it down, and they can escape around the other side. Then hit this and have that move over, which hits everything around it. I do need to move both of my guys if I do that, but I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. So, bam. I already messed up. And I've already moved him, so he has to attack in this place. Well, we'll just see that, and if it doesn't work out, we will do something else. Okay, this is still recoverable. Get him out of the way. Let's hit him. And then let's get him out of the way. Now they're going to attack each other. That's fine. That's fine. A bit annoying, but that's fine. That's a bit annoying, but that's fine. That is not as fine. I simply move out of the way. These will attack. If I... What's the attack order? 3. Okay, what I could do is attack here. That's going to push everyone out of the way, but it's going to cause that guy to hit building. Unless I hit that. I could potentially just do that. Is where I want to shoot. Okay, that is now blocking. That will go first before that goes and kill that. And I can damage that. I'm going to get these further back. Oh, I could kill that. There's no point in me killing that. That's going to stop that. I'm going to get these further out of the way. He's unlikely to go attack over here. He's more likely to go for me. That's a good one to come out. That's dead. Okay, deaf. Deaf. Tank the hit. Move, block, deaf. Okay, we're not too worried about the Arachnid Scion. This is the last turn, and everything's dead anyway. Grab the time pod. If you don't grab the time pod by the end and it isn't destroyed, then you get it anyway. Another region down. And another reactor core. I now have 2. I could get the grid assault upgraded. But I might want to save up for +2 dash. +2 damage with the fists. On the last one, we're going to want to either have a lot of pushing power or a lot of killing damage. Okay, this one we've got the detritus contraption. And a lot of enemies. Okay, well, we know that guy will probably target here, or he'll go for the buildings around him. We want to encourage them to attack us, so this is probably the best layout. Okay, that's fine so far. That's also fine so far. That's less fine. Okay, it could be worse. With the detritus contraption, if we use shield barrage, it gives shields to everything, as in all the units, not the buildings. That includes us and the enemy. And then missile barrage does 1 damage to everything. So if something just has 1 health, then that helps a lot. Such as that or the boulders. Okay, we can kill that in one go. Why can we kill that in one go? Does 2 damage. And then hits into it. Then what does the other damage? Oh well, I won't say no to free damage. We can do this, that pushes everything out of the way. We could do this. But we're not worried about that one in the corner. That's murder. That kills it. Okay. Interesting one. That would be a solution. That would move that out of the way. As long as the mech wasn't in the way, that would move that out of the way. We could push those 2 things out of the way, but would only stop 1 instance of damage. Pushing this that way doesn't change anything. We're gonna still have to worry about all the spiders. Damage to building, sorted. Damage to building can be sorted. Damage to building. Would be sorted. As I do it. No, damage to building would not be sorted by doing that. Damage to building would be sorted by doing that. It's this one. Death. Yes, death. Death. I'm just pushing it at that point. Not into a position that helps. Ah. That doesn't do enough damage. I actually want that to move and not die. Which I can do. No, I can't. I need this to die to move that into that space. This pushes adjacent tiles. Just pushes it up, it doesn't push it out of the way. There's no one I can put in the way and use the shield. I think this is inescapable grid damage. Depends if the grid damage goes there or there. How far can you reach? What does that serve by me doing that? Nothing. I can push that up. If only you did one more damage. Okay, I'll go for damage. I misclicked. No, if I'm gonna take damage, I want to deal with them as much as I can. It's the only other. Come on, resist, 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 resist. Nope. Okay. Murder. Murder. Let's go with easy murder. Fire repair! That'll take damage enough. Okay, they won't take damage enough because they are going to get shielded, but that's fine. They're blocking. Okay. Maximizing damage. Not a perfect, but that's fine. We didn't lose any objectives. We got another call. And the Corporation HQ with the Ultimate Plasmoid. What we're going to do is we're going to install 3 cores and get +2 damage, so that now does 4 damage. This will now fire 1. It will fire. The only difference seems to be the damage that the spore does. So we're going to just position like so. Once again, just trying to get them to target us. Perfect. That is absolutely perfect, because what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we could potentially do that with 1 damage. Well, there's nothing else it can attack, so it may as well. So we're going to push it down here. What that's going to do is it's then going to get hit by its own spore that it created to hit me and kill itself. And that's the leader done for. We're going to get rid of the Arachnid Scion. And we're going to shoot the mosquito. Okay, only issue I see here is that one there. Which we could push into the position we are in. Alternatively, we could shoot it like so. But I think it's actually better we do move it into the position we're in. And we're going to deal with the mosquito. Oh, we could kill it. We'll kill it. Okay, we've got 1 Mozzie, and we've got a Scorpion. This is a good final island. Gonna kill the Mozzie. We're gonna kill the Arachnid, and we're gonna block once. Gonna kill the Mozzie. Gonna stop the Arachnid's attack. Then we're gonna attack it, leaving it on 1 health, and that's it. That is the last island's last stage done, and then we go into the end game. Perfect Island, Riftwalkers. It is my pleasure to inform you your success rate is 100%. Detritus complete corporate bylaws dictate you have earned a bonus. Fantastic. I don't see much point in buying much else. We're pretty much geared up for endgame. This is the science class, which we don't have. We've got one extra reset turn. We would lose the move, which I don't want to lose. So we're going to go for the extra grid defense. We've already got max grid defense that we can do for this one. So we're going to go grab 2 cores. We're going to go try and get our maximum grid defense up. So that means it's 23% chance if they hit our grid, we don't take grid damage. Nothing to sell. And we're going to look to installing our last things. Which I think we're going to spend... I'm not going to spend that there. We're going to spend on health to tank if we need to. Because the last island is 2 stages. And you don't heal in between stages. This is the end game. Okay, let's have a look. So these act as our buildings, the power pylons in the last section. And we have everyone targeting them. We will have the potential leaders show up here as normal units. We can deal with that one. We can deal with this one. Can't kill that one, but could potentially redirect it. I'd rather redirect it back. First turn down. Lava starts coming out from the mountain. That's instant kill. If you stand during on those fire squares, it's instant death to anything that stands on it, be it friend or foe. Okay. 1 threat. 2 threats, 3 threats, 4 threats, 5 threats. Not near each other as well. We're probably going to take some grid damage here. But this is why we've been trying not to take grid damage the whole time. Okay, we can deal with 2 threats. Okay. These will die if we hit them into each other. They are both threatening the grid. This is threatening the grid. We can potentially deal with that by dealing with this. And we've got this and this. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can deal with 2, and we can't deal with another 2 in one go. Although I can see. Could potentially move that one down. Up, even. And that would take out one of the threats. So that would be dealing with 2 threats. But we still have the threat in the bottom to deal with. We could move this one over 2. That could take out that. Everything deals 2 damage, so we're going to take 2 grid damage every single time we do this. And they've only got 2 available on these spaces, so... I think what's probably best is we do this. I'll die once it's gone. This will die. So we're going to take 2 damage unless we reflect. We did not. Okay, so we've got 2 threats. We've got this that we want to deal with so it doesn't become a threat later on. The Scion Tyrant. All player units take 1 damage at the end of every turn. So we want to deal with that as well. That's a potential solution, and a block. That's a solution. I think we go over there, we block. We have this one deal with this. And we just kill this one. Now 2 of our units heal at the beginning of the turn anyway, or the end of the turn. Okay, he doesn't have too many moves he can make. Okay, so he's going for me, which is good. So, dead. Nearly dead. And we deal with the Tyrant. No! Ah, why didn't I see that? Oh, fuck me. Okay, we're 1 mech down. Oh, are we 1 mech down? I've never had that happen before. There's 1 taken care of. Okay. Our mech has been piloted by one of those robots. Let's hope my robot dislike won't become a problem. We also lose all the benefits that we got from them before. Oh, I can't believe I didn't see that. Okay, cool. What has this affected? It doesn't look like it's lost any of its reactor allocation. So, okay, we've got 1. We didn't even get to choose the positioning of this, so we could potentially move this over here. That would lead them to attacking down there. We could potentially move this up here, so then they would attack them, but this leaves this open. We've also got a leader over here. It is massive, so if we knock it into the lava, it won't die. It will be on fire, though. The alternative is actually moving the bomb. And these are instant death tiles. Potential solution here. Ideally, we want to deal, because we've only got 3, we want to deal with 2 threats at once. They could potentially tank the damage for one of these. They can't outright kill something. They can tank 1 instance of damage. So can they. There's no way we can kill this in one go. This can tank 1 hit. This is, we need to keep alive. This is a death. This is a death. Environment goes second. Tank 2 instances of damage here. We can deal with this one. Not if we do that though. Takes 3 damage. We move this over here, this moves down here, that does 3 damage to it. It takes 1 damage from the block. This means that no longer damages that, which means only this damages that. So that's dealt with 2 in one go. The only problem is this. And then we attack this. And it cancels this attack. We take no damage this turn. This needs to move. Or it will die next time. This can tank an instance of damage. And can take that one down. We can knock this one out of the way. Just this one. Which we would ideally need to be there for. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knock over that way. Okay. Wait, hold on. Death. Death. So, killing this leads to that. Not that's only one instance of damage. That's not as bad. Tanks the hit. Kills that. This guy. We don't need to tank that damage. This was also going to disappear when it spawns again. So, death, death. It's one instance. Move over there, knock over there, knock to the side. Knock to the side is the only solution there. So, moved. Moved. Knocking to the side. One instance of damage. And no reflect. Got 4 left. Okay, good. Good that they're targeting us. That's not so good. That's not so good. We will all take 1 damage this turn. Killing the AI unit and Zaz. Unless we kill the Silent Tyrant. And we've still got 2 turns left, so I want to keep them alive. This is fine. Okay. If we move, this guy will attack the Scion, killing it. Scion tentacles go first. We need to kill it before that does. Oh. That's only 1 instance of damage again. If we had a little bit more movement, we could move up here and hit across. I think our pilot from before had another movement, thanks to a skill. This kills it. And stops spawn. This would knock that out of the way. Killing, taking 1 instance of damage. Killing this. Killing this means that this will now hit that. But it doesn't hit us. That leaves us with 1 power grid left on the last turn. This is the only thing we can get in front. What could be coming in very useful right now is we could have a cryo launcher. And a cryo launcher would allow us to block an instance of damage and also protect a building. Because we could freeze one of the buildings, which would then effectively give it a shield. True. Why would you? If only you were looking for more reactor, which ended up not being helpful. Could potentially hit this guy up. So if we move this guy up. That would get rid of him. Wouldn't kill him, but it would get rid of him. Okay. We can kill that guy. Now we just need to decide. If we lose a pilot, just one, then we have one. Okay. Let's assume we do. Okay, let's assume we do this. We hit this into this. That does 1 damage to there. We take 1 damage there. We lose 1 pilot. We then have to do 1, 2, 3 veg. I think that is our best solution. And it's an AI unit. And I think I've already made my opinions on AI very clear. This is what I'm going to do. So you take 1 damage. Our body is still there. So what's going to happen is it's going to hit there. Even when we die, our body will still be there. It will still be something they can't get through. Okay, we can move out of the way of this one. We can tank that damage. So we can kill this. That goes over there. It says victory in 1 turn. There's more spawning. I'm sure it's fine. That's what we can do. So we can kill it. Kill this. Kill this. And that'll be the end. Oh, and that one dies. The Renfield bomb is ready. I recommend you leave now, or you'll share a grave with the Vec. Never thought about what I'd do after we won. Thank goodness there were always more timelines. And that's the end. We've saved this one timeline. The Vec Hive has been destroyed, saving this timeline from the ultimate doom. Humanity can now begin to recover from the destruction wrought by the Vec. We've saved 19,253 people. Thanks to Morgan, Lejeune, and Zaz. And let's not forget about the other guy that, died. And when you're done, you've still got more timelines to save. There are other squads here, of which we could buy some more. If we decide to play this game again, yeah, we probably will. But for now,